Hi. How are things for you guys this week? Mine was interesting. We had this tree. My brother and my son last year had redid the gutters all the way around the garage, and the problem was is there's this massive large tree that overhung on that garage to the point where you couldn't get anything done, so they had to get up there and cut away all the branches, and they basically tore down a good, a lot. The whole back area of the driveway was just covered in branches. And my service dog, his first family, always has a fireplace and a like to go camping and stuff like that. So they're always looking for wood for their fireplaces. And so I said, hey, I got a whole bunch. And that gives them a reason to come over and say hi to Gunner and give him loves and that kind of thing, which is always awesome. And so they came over, and I dragged all the branches and everything from the back into the front yard, so it's easier for everybody to get to. And for Gunner, I have this 15-foot lead, and I wrap it around my stomach, and then that way Gunner can, he's kind of free to roam, I'm free to do my thing, but I have some form of control over the situation. And people are walking by, dogs are walking by, no problems. He's like, oh, okay, as long as they're just walking by, no big deal. And then there's this one little dog. It's about the size of a chihuahua. It's just a little tiny thing. But it was all furry, curly fur. I'm not sure what the breed of that thing was. Friend of ours has a Cocker Spaniel. It was that kind of fur, but it wasn't that kind of dog. It was a different dog. So anyway, this little mongrel is always running loose in the neighborhood, and it drives everybody crazy. Nobody likes it. And we know it belongs to somebody, because at one time I saw him with a cute little blue dress jacket on. And so that dog saw us out there working, came across the street at us, and Gunner saw him. Now, Gunner has been trained when we're out in public and stuff that if he sees another dog, he has to lay down. The reason why I have him do that is because when 100 pounds decides to do something, there ain't nothing I can do to stop it. Well, this 100 pounds laid down like he was supposed to, and I was gathering up that long 15-foot lead. And actually what I was doing was wrapping my hands around this way, and then I go like this and pull it back this way. And I was doing that kind of thing. And just as I almost got to him, that little shit belongs to somebody else, runs onto the property, charges Gunner, and challenges him. We're on his own, we're on Gunner's property, and Gunner's not about to be challenged by anybody. So he went after that little dog. And when he did, that lead that was all wrapped around my arm, yeah, that happened. And I went face first right into the ground and got dragged a couple of feet. And so my left knee is a real pretty purple blue thing about so big. And thankfully, it doesn't hurt that bad. It was just more irritating than, I think my pride hurt more than anything. And thankfully, the other family was there and they ran to help. So it took 5 of us to stop Gunner from going after that other dog. And the problem was is that dog never left the property. It just started doing a circle around us. And so Gunner was keeping his eye on him, just turn around this way, turn around that way. I'm going to watch you, I'm going to see what you're going to do, that kind of thing. Gunner, the problem is Gunner's job is to help me not fall down. So here I am flat on my face because of him. Then, if I do end up falling down, his job is to help me get back up. So I have people trying to help me up, and of course it's not working because nobody knows what they need to do. And so I'm trying to pull Gunner over by me so that he can help me up. And so he's standing, and then he sits down. So I was like, okay, fine. So I grab the side, and I'm pulling up. And then that side goes down. So he's laying down, and I'm not getting anywhere. I was so mad. Of course, that other dog was just right in the middle of the road. Hey, I'm just gonna. So finally, that dog took off, and I finally got her under control. We all agreed that I will put him in the house now because needed. And besides, we were almost done anyway. They had a carload of wood, even though I still had a lot left, and it really irked me, it's like, and so it was really weird because like the next morning, so the next night or two, somewhere along like that, I just all of a sudden woke up so angry, and all I could think about was that damn dog. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I get on Facebook and I did this really long what happened story on Facebook. And I pointed out the fact that, distracting a service dog from its duty is a federal offense, and your dog shouldn't be running the neighborhood. And I do have a bullwhip. Now, with a bullwhip, it's not to torture anybody or anything like that. It's silly. But when we've had other dogs before who come in and try to mess with our dogs or they just won't go away because they want to mess with our dogs, I would take the bullwhip out and I'd crack it and try to get them just a little bit on the butt. And that's usually enough, the fact that I just crack it and it's noisy is enough to scare them away. And I got one Chihuahua that was just forever in our yard. And I think he didn't hit the ground until he was about 3 houses down. But he didn't come back. I can tell you that. So this one had me so mad. I said, you know what? If I see that dog, I'm keeping my camera handy, and if I see that dog, I'm going to record it. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to find out where it lives, and then I'm going to turn the tape over, the recording over to animal control. And if I still see that dog in my yard, I'm going to use the whip. Period. I'm done. And I will make sure that dog does not come back. And I had one person get all kinds of angry at me about that, and I'm like, I love dogs. Everybody who knows me knows I love dogs. I would never do anything intentional to hurt them. But when we have a dog that's consistently out of control, I'm not going to allow it around my dogs, and I will do what I have to protect my dogs. And that's just all there is to it. And if you don't want anything to happen to your little dog, don't let it get in my yard. It's pretty much about it. So I posted that, and I have yet to see that dog again. And I posted it on nextdoor.com. And I know a lot of the neighborhood people in our area, we kind of patrol things and watch Nextdoor and all that kind of stuff. So we're pretty much up to date what's going on. So I've gotten a few responses on that. Now everybody's reporting which dogs are loose and who's going to get turned in. It's like, well, if you got it, I get the dogs get out. I get that they run, manage to get away from you. And when this, we've been at this house for 23 years. I've grown up with dogs, and inevitably, at least once, every dog will get out. And when they do, we fix the problem. One was, we had to fix the fence. First it was said to fix the top part of the fence so the dog couldn't get over it. And then there was another part where we had to, put stuff underneath the fence because the dog was he kept crawling underneath it. And then we had to put a lock on the gate because somebody who doesn't live at our house would come up and open the gate. And of course the dogs got out. So that's how, we did what we could to keep the dogs in. But there are people who, for some unknown reason, when they go to let the dog to go out potty, they do it out the front door and just let the dog loose on the neighborhood, and that's just not cool. It's not funny. Nobody enjoys having your dog around. So anyway, that's was my exciting week, and I'm still recouping. I've been using electric therapy on this, which is kind of weird. It's like 2 pads. They're about so big around. You put them on wherever it hurts, and then you let it run, you know, not to the point of pain, but my fingers would wiggle and do all kinds of, you know, they bend backwards and they bend forwards and they do all kinds of things, and I have no control over it, so it's kind of fun to watch my fingers wiggle around and do weird things. So, and the other thing I'm working on is let's see, cover these parts up. It's a thing from it's called ATCO or ATFO, Changing the Future Outcome, and it has to do with CBD products, and I signed up for it and about a month ago, and I've been going through the paperwork and trying to figure it out and that kind of thing. And so far what I like, this is going to sound weird, what I like is I haven't had anybody call me constantly or try to contact me constantly to tell me how I need to get my numbers up or anything like that. It is completely up to you to sell it if you want to, or just buy it if you want to. It's up to you how you want to do it. I finally found out that on the website that they do have training, what do you call it, training videos, and you can follow those training videos, and on Tuesdays they have like a workshop thing that's online, and so you can go and check that out, and they give you everything you need. You know, like, I'm not one to go out and advertise anything and hey, buy my stuff, you know, like, because it's annoying. I hate it, so I don't like people doing it. So this it already has, you have your own website, and you have a videos that you can put out there, and people and you know how most of them will say contact the person who sent this to you to sign up. No, it doesn't do that. It has, when you get done watching the thing or anywhere on that, whatever you sent out, it just says sign up now. So you don't have to interact with me if you don't want to, which I think is pretty awesome. And you can contact me, but you're not forced to contact me. And I like that, because I don't like to force anybody into anything, because I don't like to be forced into anything. So, and from what I gather, the products are pretty good, and they do have some products that have no CBD stuff in them, and they have stuff for pets, they have stuff for sleeping, pain, whatever, and then they have some facial cream and stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. So as time goes by, I might be showing you some of the stuff. So you ask, why did I sign up for something like this? I have a personal reason. It's called my kitty cat. I have a cat who is, she walks like this. You know how, I'm trying to turn this way, you know how the cats walk on the tips of their paws? Well, my cat walks like that. And come to find out, this has something to do with their liver or kidney or whatever, if they're walking that way. But I do know, all I know is this part, when she walks that way, it's painful, and she sits there like this all the time, and she doesn't want to get up, and if she does get up, she sits up on her haunches and holds her paws up like this, and she doesn't like it. So a friend of mine at the swimming classes, she said, well, I give my dog CBD oil all the time, and it really helps with the pain. So I was like, okay, and then I had to find out where to buy it, and you had to go into one of these shops, and I didn't feel very comfortable doing that. And but I went in and got what I needed. I said, I got a cat, and explained the whole thing to them. And so they gave me this little itty bitty bottle that was $40. And so that ran out, and then I went to get another bottle, and it was $60, same size bottle. This last time I went to go get some, and it was $100. With this, it ranges between $30 and $50. I was like, I think I'll go this way. And that's if I just buy it. It's not whether I, do this massive sale or thing. And that's the for sale. Anybody can buy it for that price, not the wholesale price. So I was like, I think I'll go that route. That way I can order it. I don't have to go into that store where I feel uncomfortable. Not all of those kinds of stores are real. Yeah, you see videos where they're, oh yeah, you got a nice salesperson and it's all sweet and everything. But this one was not in the best part of the neighborhood, and it was the only one I know that we have, and I'm just not interested in getting high. You know, I do that all by myself. I have a head injury. I get high all by myself. So I like that. I really am happy with this. So you'll probably be hearing more, and I'll probably put attached videos or whatever they have to kind of give you an idea what it is. And if you're interested, you can just sign up and not have to worry about being nagged by anybody about doing whatever you want. But it's pretty awesome, and they have all these levels that you can go in. It's free to sign up. Let me make that very clear. It's free to sign up, and you got, of course, limit what you can do with all that kind of stuff. And then if you want to get the really higher level where you get all this other stuff, then it's like $10 a month, and then the even higher level is like $50 a month. And I think that's, I don't know if it's a fee or if it's you have to buy that much a month, but it's not very much. It's not like those, you know, things where you have to buy a whole bunch of stuff and you have to make X amount of sales or something like that. I think this one is to really get up there, you have to have like 5 active people in your line, and you have to purchase $50 worth of stuff, and that's about it. No big deal. And they also have, I did notice that they had handout, like brochure things too, so I kind of like those. But anyway, I'll let you know how that goes. And I'm getting ready to work on my video for Osceola. I read a book. I'm not sure how, Osceola. It's a Seminole warrior, but actually he started off being Cree in Georgia, Alabama area. And he, with his family and all that kind of stuff, and they were forced into Florida to be with the Seminoles. And so they started becoming more Seminole than Cree, which is okay. But because of what the colonials were doing, they were taking their land and their property and whatever, it just made life pretty hard. And he finally learned how to fight back. And I guess he had managed to fight back for 4 years. And it got to the point, you know, and of course the colonials were losing their minds because they could not get this guy because he knew the swamps too well. And so one day he walked in and he says, I want us to talk peace because I don't want to fight no more. And so they arrested him. They thought they were all that kind of special because they arrested a guy who just walked in and said, I want peace. And they put him in jail, and he had malaria. A lot of people were dying of the malaria. And so they put him in jail, and he refused to eat. And so basically, between the fever and the not eating, he died in jail. But the point was is that he gave his people the spirit to not give up, and they, of course, they're still fighting it. You know, they all ended up going. The Seminoles also ended up in Oklahoma. There was 5 tribes that ended up there in Seminole, Cree, Cherokee, Chickasaw. I can't remember the 5th one. My bad. But anyway, that's what that one is. And I am working on flashcards. I'm taking my little alphabet list like that, and I'm making, get it separate. I'm gonna make these little flashcard things. I'm gonna cut them apart, and then I'm gonna write the word on the back, what they mean, and share that with you and with them on learn one word a week, then if we learn one word a week, then we will have learn 52 words in a year. So there we go. Well, you all have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.